back here. I will be back here. And I will be back with another vengeance.
Yeah, we'll lick our wounds. We'll get over this. We'll be fired up for next year.
Garoppolo has time, stands in, going deep, going for it all, and it's caught for the touchdown! On fourth down, Deebo Samuel for 6. Garoppolo's got all day. He's going to launch it deep down the field, going for it all, and getting it! Emmanuel Sanders, not touched, still on his feet, inside the 10, and he scores! 75-yard bomb from Jimmy Garoppolo to Emmanuel Sanders. Wilson, pressure off the edge, releases it, and it is intercepted by Greenlaw. Trey Greenlaw now on the return. As he's still on his feet with blockers in front. Trey Greenlaw down the sideline. Can you believe this?
Looks like football, baby.
Pass is caught. Kittle breaks one tackle. Another. Wow, what a touchdown for George Kittle. Goff throws and it's intercepted. It's picked off by Warner. Fred Warner for the touchdown. Jeff Wilson has come in at running back. Garoppolo's throw is caught by Jeff Wilson. He's going to score a touchdown for the 49ers.
And the pass is going to be picked off by Bosa. Nick Bosa. Can't bring him down till he gets to the 8-yard line. Wow.
Now Evans in the slot. Winston picked off. It is Richard Sherman, who did not have an interception last year, and he returns it all the way for a 49ers touchdown, 32-yard.
Garoppolo fires. It is caught. Still on his feet is Kittle with a big play. And the stiff arm. George Kittle. Flags fly. He's down to the 30. What a run by George Kittle. Taking on everybody.
Feels great, baby.
Just like riding a bike.
I brunskilled it.
Are we doing?
We're live.
We're fucking A. Let's roll. This is the Gold Blooded Podcast, motherfuckers, and we'll do it twice. We'll get it right one of these times. There is nothing to talk about this week. Standard issue.
Yeah, quiet, all quiet.
Wednesday, Tuesday after the game. Yeah, back on the winning track. Top of the division. Got a game this week. We're going to get into it. How are you today, Bob?
I'm great.
Yeah? Did you have ankle surgery today?
Sure didn't.
No. I know we don't start with injuries anymore, but the one I want to start with is the running back. What can you tell me about him? The rookie.
Ty Davis Price?
Yeah.
High ankle.
That's the bad one, right?
Yep, a few weeks.
Ugh.
He did play with it. They didn't realize he had it, and he says he didn't realize he had it. So he played
He
with
was running like a man that stole something.
Yeah.
I mean,
He had ups and downs, but...
Yeah. He was hitting the holes hard. I liked it for what I saw. I was...
Gotta respect a man that hits the holes hard.
That's right. I will say this. You were right about Jeff Wilson. I was wrong. He had a nice game.
Did you say he wasn't gonna?
I did not say that, but you said he was going to, and I said kind of fuck him. Like, I've seen him for how long not have that game, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that was like his first complete game.
Oh, I disagree. I think he had some really good years. He led the team in rushing in 2019.
It's been a long time then.
20, maybe?
How easy, I forget. It's been a long time. Speaking of how easy I forget, what's the name of this episode going to be? Horsecock back again?
Yeah, I was thinking rides again.
Yeah, yes. Horsecock rides again. Anything else 49er, related before we get into that?
No, I don't think so. I think Jimmy G said it all at the top of the episode.
Like riding a bike.
Like riding a bike.
We know we're headed to
watching Jimmy G lead this team feels to me like quarterbacking this team probably feels to him. Like riding a bike.
You know,
here we go again.
The funny thing is, it's like, so Trey goes down. I immediately stand up. I go to the closet is right there. I take off my Steve Young jersey I had on. I put on the Jimmy G immediately. Like, probably before they were back from commercial break, I had the jersey on. And I keep, like, thinking that he's going to take the next step and be Tom Brady, like an elite level quarterback. Like, I keep thinking it's all there, but I think I have to, like, curb that realization and just accept the fact that we're going to get to the Super Bowl and we're going to win it, and it's probably going to be on Nick Bosa's shoulders.
Fair.
So that's where I'm at right now.
That's fair.
I feel like...
I'm fine with that.
I'll
take it how I get it.
I feel like I said this was a season of destiny before we even started the campaign. And I feel like this cements
Just another piece of the puzzle.
It
definitely makes a end of year story.
And we're on week 2.
Like they signed him right before the last sack.
Crazy.
Right at that nick of time.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's got all the makings of a good movie.
It is crazy. So Jeffrey Wilson, 2020, was the leading rusher. It's good. Yeah,
long time ago.
600 yards, though. I mean, my dick.
That's just because there were so many. That was the year Mostert got hurt week 1.
He came on at the end, I think, that year.
4.8.
That's what he averaged yesterday.
With 126 attempts.
Yep.
That ain't so bad.
Good for him. Yeah. What a fucking course of events, huh?
Where would you be right now? Well, how would this podcast be going if Jimmy G was on the Carolina Panthers
and Brock Purdy was
and Brock Purdy finished that game?
I guess it depends on what Brock Purdy did.
You think so? Yeah. Like if he finished like exactly how Jimmy did, you'd be like, let's roll with Brock Purdy. Super Bowl, here we come. Quest for 6.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I'd like to think I would be, but I don't know. I'd probably be pretty pissed.
There's even anybody out there.
There's nothing.
No.
Like, honestly,
we're gonna end up with Josh Rosen again or Josh Johnson next week.
I mean, you have to admit Colin Kaepernick is the best option.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
We could at least probably run the offense that Shanahan wanted to run.
Yeah.
You would think that somebody higher up in the NFL offices would see what happened with Shanahan's quarterbacks the last 5 years and go, let's sign him. Let's make the Niners sign him because he's going to get hurt, and then we'll be done with this. Like if the NFL talked the 49ers into signing him and then he gets injured, then there's no more to worry about,
then
right?
It's over.
He got his shot.
Throw him in San Francisco. He'll get hurt. 4 out of 6 years, the starting quarterback has been injured. You got to look at that.
That's wild.
You got to look at that.
Well, that's why they got him, was because it happened to Jimmy.
Maybe he ain't the one. I don't know, man.
It's pretty wild.
It did not look like that bad of an injury. I saw him hitting his head, his helmet, and I assumed he had a migraine or a concussion.
Yeah, he tried to stand up on it.
Yeah.
Which is pretty wild.
It didn't look nasty.
Oh, you didn't watch all the replays then?
Well, the hit
didn't.
The hit didn't.
Yeah, the foot was going the wrong way. It definitely looked nasty.
What's wrong with people's bones? Have you ever broken a bone like that?
No. I've also never played rack 'em, smash 'em head first with the fucking 250-pound men. So
okay, but
or 300-pound men.
You've watched it your whole life. Do you ever recall people just fucking breaking bones like this?
It's almost the same injury that happened to Dak, but his was worse. His was compound.
Steve Young never broke his fucking head.
Joe Staley said he broke his leg once. He was blocking, and Raheem Mostert caught him like shin to shin, and his broke and Raheem's didn't. He said, I guess Raheem was drinking more milk.
I don't know, man. There's something.
It's just freak shit.
Well, it makes me feel better that, like, maybe when the end of the world happens, like all these guys that are physical specimens, maybe I got a shot.
I think you underestimate the brutal beating that a body takes in the NFL. I think it's more amazing that it doesn't happen more often. Even just hearing Joe Staley, he's like, I've had a couple broken legs. Like, who from their job says that? Like, oh, I had this job for 10 years and I broke a couple legs.
No,
that's fucking insane.
It is.
That's completely insane.
But again, I just don't remember it being like this as when I was younger.
Yeah, because they weren't as big and strong and fast. The bigger you get and the faster you get, the harder those turns on your knee become.
I guess.
You know?
Well, then they need to figure it out.
I mean, would you rather get tackled by a guy 20 years ago or a guy he's faster, bigger, stronger? Fuck that.
I mean, I don't ever want to get tackled by Lawrence Taylor. Not Lawrence Taylor today, not Lawrence Taylor then.
No, but that's because he's a fucking
he was the
child molester. But if you... The thing is, like Nick Bosa has been training to do this since he was a child.
Right.
Like his dad, obviously, both brothers are doing it. Like they've been trained to do that. They're just wild fucking animals.
I don't know, man.
It's brutal.
Well,
I can tell you one thing that we're not even going to go any further than my one statement is that anyone that blames this injury to Trey Lance on Kyle Shanahan is just an ignorant fuck. So I'm done with that.
I mean, it's safe to say that Trey Lance runs the ball more than Jimmy G did, right?
Yeah, he wouldn't have had this job if he didn't, though.
Right, I hear you.
So it doesn't make any fucking sense.
No, I know, but to try...
If you got electrocuted working on my house because I didn't do the work myself, that's not my fault. I brought you in because that's what you do.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I could see how the argument could be made that they're leaning on the run with him and putting himself in position. Like, they're not giving him runs where he could safely slide. They're putting him in positions where he's got to take hard hits.
I mean, that's not at all true because this was a run-pass option, and he chose to run. Nobody forced him to do anything. They didn't call that. The play was to read the defense and make a choice, and he chose to run. That's how ignorant these fucking... The fucking news... The fucking reporters asked him about using Jimmy on a quarterback sneak after what happened to Trey because there was no backup.
I mean...
Could you be more ignorant?
I disagree. I completely agree with that questioning. What are you going to do if
that's
Jimmy
the
gets
dumbest thing anyone
hurt?
could say.
So you're going to run with Kyle Juszczyk and fuck him under center?
So instead you're going to take the ball and go backwards and stand back here with no one near you that can run at you full speed and crush your brain? Like, it doesn't make any sense. You've got linebackers coming full speed trying to kill a quarterback. A quarterback sneak is a pile of people just pushing forward slowly. It's way safer. When's the last time you saw a quarterback injured on a quarterback sneak?
Trey Lance.
That's not a quarterback sneak. That's a quarterback power run.
It's a quarterback run.
It's not the same thing. That's my point. Okay. That's the whole point of what I'm telling you.
Okay. Listen,
a quarterback sneak and a quarterback running between the tackles up the middle is not the same thing.
Okay.
A quarterback sneak is when they basically touches the center's balls and then they fucking give them the ball and they fall forward.
But you could say that it's a fucking 300-pound man could fall on his fucking ankle or knee and fucking easily dislocate it in that scrum. Like, in a quarterback sneak.
I totally disagree.
Okay.
The line's pushing in front of you and you're behind them pushing. When you're standing...
It could be one of your own guys.
Yeah, but when you drop back, everyone's trying to kill you.
I understand that, but you have men actively trying to protect you from even being hit.
Which is what they're doing when you're sneaking. There's no...
No, you're absolutely going to get hit on a quarterback sneak. No question.
Not full speed hit. Not like we're going opposite directions. You're running full speed.
But you're going to put the quarterback in a position where a fucking 300-pound man can fall on him.
Again, there's never been someone injured on a quarterback sneak. It doesn't happen.
Okay. I disagree.
Show it to me. I'll show you guys getting hurt on dropbacks. I can pull that up right now if you want.
We all can.
Yeah, that's my point. It doesn't happen on a sneak.
I don't even care.
It just doesn't happen.
I just would think that when you have no other quarterback, you want to limit any contact with the quarterback. Yeah. Any running plays, I would think you want to put the quarterback in the safest position to throw the ball away, not get hit, because you don't have any other fucking option.
Yeah, I don't think dropping back
especially in
is
a game
the safest position.
Okay. I guess. I don't know. A shotgun would be the safest position in my opinion.
I completely disagree.
Okay.
You're still standing there with people trying to attack you.
You're 5 yards, 10 yards back. You could see everything coming at you.
You want me to pull up shotguns getting hurt?
No, it happens, man.
Yeah, a lot more often than sneaks. I've never seen someone ever get hurt on a quarterback sneak. Again, I'm not talking about running. Obviously, that's dangerous.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is what Trey Lance was doing.
Yeah, that's not what we're talking about.
But hold
that
on,
was
a quarterback
that was
sneak
the worst.
a quarterback sneak is a quarterback run, Rob.
No, I'm talking about specifically
Don't yell at
when
me.
the guy
Don't
gets.
yell at me.
No, I'm yelling at you because you're just arguing something that I'm not saying. I've already explained this.
I don't care.
You just don't want to be wrong. The
I'm
point
not-
is, I'm
I'm
talking
always
about
wrong.
the play when the quarterback is under center and he takes the ball and they push forward immediately. That's a sneak. That's what I'm calling a sneak.
Right,
I know,
but-
like when we play in the neighborhood, we call it a quarterback sneak if
Right,
you run,
but-
but that's not what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I'm talking about the play that Jimmy did when it was
I know.
third and short or fourth and short, whatever the fuck it was.
And I always fear that he's going to get hurt in those. No matter what the fucking time frame is, I fear that he's going to be hurt.
That's fair. I don't, but that's fair.
I
I just think it's completely insane that that's what reporters are talking about. That don't know what they just don't know.
Well, I mean,
he got sacked. He can get sacked on any play and get hurt.
I understand, but you also have a position to get a chance to get rid of the ball, and then the other team is going to at least be penalized. At least you're going to get 15 yards out of it if it's an illegal hit. But
Yeah, that's not what I'm talking about. We're talking about losing the quarterback and not having one.
I understand. I would just think you would try to protect him the most you can, and maybe that is by throwing him in a pile of 300-pound men. I don't know. I just don't.
You're the fucking worst. Your poor fucking wife. To argue with someone that just has to have a snide, snarky fucking comment because they have no proof to back up their argument.
Oh my God! Yeah, I mean, you really have no proof on your end either. I'm just not.
I just said I'll pull up 100 times where someone got hurt in a drop back, and I can't find a single one.
Have you even looked?
Tell me one. You're the one arguing.
I'm not. I'm not arguing.
You
at
did.
all.
You said it wasn't safer.
I said it doesn't feel safe to me.
Okay.
That's what I said. Quarterback. I don't even care. I literally don't even care to type the fucking words into Google.
It's just another instance of Grant Cohn and all these fucking cunts have something to say afterwards. The same people that were saying Trey Lance has the better upside because he can run the ball between the tackles. That's why he's the better option.
I mean, in my opinion, Trey Lance is a better option because he could throw the ball the fuck down the field. Far. And accurately. That's why
fair.
Trey Lance is a better option to me. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't know what I'm seeing, but I know that Trey Lance could throw the ball like 50 yards on a fucking dime.
What's his weak spot?
Probably decision making at this point.
I think he struggles with the accuracy over the middle, those ones in traffic, and that's what Jimmy's good at, so they have opposite.
You noticed the first three out of Jimmy were high, though.
Oh, yeah.
They had to be.
Yeah.
You had to. I was like, holy shit. Nothing fucking changes. Like, can this dude...
Could you imagine, though, the feeling of him? Like, imagine he's on the side. He's assuming the rest of this year he's going to stroke it off. He might get a couple fucking starts if he's lucky, and he's going to sign some big contract next year, right? Like, that's what he's assuming. Maybe somebody will get hurt somewhere else and they'll trade him. And now, Dak Prescott got hurt. He probably was like, maybe.
He's on
Dallas.
arguably the best roster in the NFL. Like, he's the quarterback of the best
roster.
roster.
Like, if he wasn't our starter last year and he had to pick a roster, he picks this one.
Like, yeah.
Yeah,
he
100%.
did. He literally did.
Yeah. Huh. And then you're just like, all of a sudden, though, it goes from like, maybe you'll get a start in a game. Maybe he'll get a high ankle and you'll start a couple games to like, oh, his foot is facing the wrong way. This is your fucking team now again. Like, immediately he had to know that. Like, when the cart comes out and here's when I knew we were fucked. When I knew Trey Lance was fucked. I shouldn't say we were fucked. As soon as the TV came back on and the fucking Seahawks were like patting him on his shoulder pads, I was like, oh boy. Because that means either your career's over or at least your season's over.
Yeah.
Nobody does that from the other team.
I changed like channels that I was watching on. I was looking to see if there was different broadcasters. So like I was like, I figured it was going to be a couple minutes quarterback down, so I like switched. And then when I came back to a channel, I saw the golf cart on the field. I was like,
and not even like sideline golf cart, like middle of the field.
This is where we're at. I was like, okay.
Did you see the shot of him driving? They got him on the cart and he's driving towards the tunnel.
Yeah.
And in the background, you can see the play is already starting.
They
didn't even wait till he was like...
he's on the other end of the field.
They didn't even wait until he was off the field.
I was shocked because it was like Jimmy came on And then what happened? They got a field goal pretty quickly, right?
Yeah.
Right, because they were in the red zone at that stage. Like, Trey was going in. Like, they were headed that direction. Jimmy, at least, they managed a field goal. And then Jimmy's on the sideline, and, like, I don't give a fuck what you say, but the smile on his face.
Oh, yeah, it said it all.
Fucking.
It said it all.
To me, it spoke volumes. I was like, ooh. Like, he knows he shouldn't be smiling, but he can't help himself right now. Like, I hear you. What do you know?
I also, I don't know if this is controversial or if this is what everyone thinks, but personally, I think starting week 1, Jimmy G would have given us a better chance to win football games. Just with his experience and his grasp of the offense and all that stuff. He's been there. He's thrown to Debo. He's thrown to all these guys. They've been together. They have this chemistry. And I think the plan was limp through the first however many games with Trey Lance as he gets the experience to get better.
Yeah.
And then the idea was at some point, Trey Lance will be better than Jimmy G would have been. Jimmy G's going to give you this static line, right?
Right.
He's a 7 out of 10, whatever it is.
Right.
And Trey Lance is a 5 out of 10 with potential to end the year as a 9 out of 10. So you figure he's going to pass him somewhere week 10, 12, I don't know, somewhere after the experience. So when Jimmy takes over, it just looks like normal. Like it looks less scary. It looks less sketchy. It looks like a guy that knows what he's doing and done this before because, well, he has. But you lose that potential of it just skyrocketing at the end of the year.
Or even to say, Trey could have figured it out next week.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what
or the end of that game. Yeah. 100%. But that was the key is like at some point he's probably going to pass him. But when Jimmy scored that touchdown, though the rest of the players on that team showed him a different side than what they've been showing Trey Lance when he does good.
Yeah.
It was like a homecoming. It was like our guy's back is what it felt like. And I don't think that's a bad thing on Trey. I don't think that's a knock on Trey.
Yeah, I don't think Trey had a chance to make it his team. He had one game in the ring.
And I don't think they have just that camaraderie and that connection
Well,
yet.
I was impressed with how everyone has been very vocal in supporting Trey. Like, no need, you don't see that you see it for other guys, but not like
They're trying to build them up. Yep.
Yeah, it was.
Well, to me, it's like, I don't know, like if your wife got taken away from you, like you didn't break up, nothing went bad, but she got taken away from you.
Okay.
And you got a new significant other, your wife goes missing or, in some way where you're not doing anything wrong and it just happens that way.
Like a plane crash.
And you're in like this initial stage of like feeling out this new person where you're like, it's exciting because it's new, but you're still like, I'm not comfortable with this person. I can't just like be myself. Yeah. And then come to find out, oh, that person's out of your life and your wife is back. It's like you fall right back into comfort zone.
Yeah, it was like in no time it was like, oh, this is...
Yeah. So which, hats off to John Lynch. Hats off to Kyle Shanahan for keeping him around and even having the idea to think it might work. But bigger hats off to Jimmy G.
Yeah, it's always he's always been the classiest about it.
And Trey Lance. Yeah. Because I'll tell you right now, if Trey Lance said, fuck you, that's not happening.
It wouldn't happen.
Or something else would have happened. Who knows what would have happened.
Yeah.
But he didn't, and that's why we're where we are.
Yeah. I saw Kyle said something along the lines of we've lost our starting quarterback like 4 out of our 6 years, and this is the first year we actually had a good plan for it, like something like that.
Yeah.
Like, wow. Yeah. No other... there's very few other teams that could lose their starting quarterback and not have any... And, not have any... You know what I mean? Like, the end goal is still the same here, so...
I'll tell you another thing. A couple of those penalties go the other way week 1, and this defense could have had 2 fucking shutouts.
Yeah, this was a shutout on the defense because that came on some bullshit, so... Yeah.
It was on special teams.
Right. Yeah, I agree there.
Like, they could have very easily had a shutout in that first game.
Yeah.
The defense is fucking...
Yeah, that game.
Exactly what we hoped it would be.
Fuck that game. Yeah, the defense, there's no worries there. So, back to the other screen quick. The prediction game, Rob won that with 27-13. He was 6 points off. I lost. Matterson came in second.
So I've been thinking about, I wanted a Debo jersey, right? But he said at the end of last year he wants to add senior to it, which we know you can't do until you legally change your name,
Right.
yada, yada. So I was waiting for the beginning of this year thinking he would get it done in the offseason, and he hasn't. So is he going to stick with Samuel, or is he going to go Samuel Sr.? So now I'm thinking, I might go with that Hufanga jersey.
Is it out? Do they have it?
I'm sure they do.
Yeah. If not, they will. Dre Greenlaw and Mitch Wisnowski have been extended. Dre Greenlaw 2 years and Mitch Wisnowski 4 years. That's nice.
Yeah.
Tyler Croft, who he doesn't do much, right?
He plays a little bit because of George being out.
But Kittle,
It's a Dwelly.
we should be seeing Kittle this week under the lights in Denver.
I hope so.
That's what I was hoping for. I mean, he should be practicing tomorrow. We'll know about this.
There's been whispers that he might have played if Jimmy was starting, which is the most insane bullshit in the entire universe. Anyone that knows anything about George Kittle knows that he's been begging to play every week and trying his best. It's got nothing to do with that.
I was going to
That's
say,
such a crazy
conspiracy
theory.
Could you explain to me why there was a Monday night doubleheader last night?
I have no idea. It was very strange.
They usually do it week one.
It was weird. It was weird all around. And they were like showing clips on the other one from the other one. I don't have ESPN anymore, so I couldn't watch it, the other one. So it was really weird to me.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck went on with that. The Niners signed Marlon Mack to the 53-player roster, and they signed quarterback Ben Kurt to the practice squad. Tongue my balls. It's time to say the beast of the week.
I heard that quarterback's name from Barros or one of those fucking cuckolds. I don't know who he is or what.
I don't know. Undrafted guy, the Atlanta Falcons. Fuck with them. Before we do the beast of the week, fuck the Raiders and fuck
worthless.
the Falcons.
Yeah, both of them.
Can both fuck off.
Losers.
Not good.
Total fucking losers.
So close, both of them. But I mean, as it stands, would the Niners not be in first place in the division? Because they have a division.
We're all tied.
Right, but if tiebreakers.
Oh, yeah, because we beat them.
Right?
Yeah, you're
division,
right.
Yeah.
Yep. Good call. I didn't even think of that.
All right.
First place, baby. Let's go.
Offensive beast
From here
of the
on
week.
out.
Bob, who is it?
I am going to go outside of the box on this one. I'm going to go with someone that stepped up, is playing a bigger role than expected going into the season, to start the season, and scored a nice touchdown, and also recovered a couple fumbles for us. Mr. Ross Dwelly.
Okay.
He recovered the fumble on was it a kick or a punt? What's his name? Lockett muffed it.
Right, yes.
Dwelly recovered that.
I thought we were going to get flagged on that for pushing the guy into the other guy. But
he also saved the day on the fumble where the center just kind of fucking threw it
weird.
on the ground.
Yeah, that was weird. I don't know.
Dwelly saved that one too.
I don't know if it was wet because it was raining there. What is it with the fucking rain this year?
They were saying that they think Jimmy was supposed to be under center, but he was not. Like there was a miscommunication. But like, how do you not feel that the quarterback's hands aren't up your asshole?
Yeah, that's like if you just hike it.
That's so much
like,
weirder than
fuck, yeah.
I would rather just be like, yeah, I fucked up. I don't know, it slipped out of my hand. So I don't know what really happened. But Dwelly saved that one too.
Before I talk about the offensive beast of the week, can I tell you what I'm glad? I'm glad we don't live in a place where there's scorpions. Those
Yeah,
fuckers
fuck a
are
scorpion,
nasty.
and they're creepy too.
Yeah,
It's like a spider that can actually hurt you.
right.
Yeah. Hard pass.
It's got a built-in weapon.
Yeah, fuck those things.
Fuck that. There are a couple of them, claws and the fucking jabber.
I'm with you.
All right.
Fuck a scorpion.
The offensive beast of the week, Bob?
I'm listening.
Offensive line.
Ooh.
As a unit.
Especially for the one group on the team that everyone thought was fucked.
Going to be the weak link. These guys, they got rookies balling the fuck out.
You know what they don't have balling out? First-time starters after 6 years that are racist.
Yo,
We got that going for us.
I don't even know if the guy's racist or not, but I hate him.
Yeah,
I feel like
fuck
he
him.
is. Fuck him. And fuck anybody that... Fuck the Lions for even hiring him.
And fuck anyone that questions Eric Armstead.
I agree. I'm with it.
Ride or die.
Agree. 100%.
Let's go. Let's go fucking kill this
Any
fucking
hint of
racist
racism,
cunt.
you have to fucking...
Dan
fuck
Skipper.
them. Yeah. Dan Skipper. I heard he's part of the KKK.
Yeah, fucking racist.
Allegedly. Cunt.
I heard that anyone that comes out against Eric Armstead is a racist.
I heard that anybody that is white on the Lions is a racist.
Campbell could be a racist.
He definitely.
I don't know about Goff. He's too...
I think that's who Eric Armstead was talking about.
Goff would have to be like the most closeted racist because there's no way he's like doing any hate crime or yelling at anyone.
He'd make a gay black guy fall in love with him and then stab him.
Like he might sit in his house and plot like the end of the black race, but there's no way he's going to a rally where he might get confronted.
Yeah, he's scared. All right. Defensive beast of the week, Bob.
I am going with Mr. Nick Bosa.
You gotta go with that big man up front there.
Yeah, I mean, what a stat column. First of all, 2 sacks, 2 tackles for a loss, and 5 quarterback hits. Yeah, what more can you ask for?
He was, there was no stopping that fucking maniac.
As advertised.
Yeah, he is really good. Like, really good.
Greenlaw feeling good about that new contract, tackling everybody.
Yeah. I like the Chavarius Ward interception. Hufanga had another fucking all over the fucking place.
Yeah,
day.
That was his tip on the interception by Gibson.
Yeah, I got to give it to fucking Bosa as well.
Gibson, that was a pickup right before the season started when Jimmy Ward was hurt, by the way.
Right.
They signed him right at the beginning.
Yeah. He's slipping in nicely.
He's already passed Moore for the starting job.
Yeah, I mean, again, fucking Bosa was just playing at another speed this game. It was fucking
The other one, too, who had the tip when Warner caught the interception? Mosley. That was a bullshit call. Total bullshit call. That's not pass interference. He was going for the ball the whole time.
Okay.
Just because his hand was on the receiver, he was just using that to feel him out. He was playing the ball the whole fucking time.
Oh, quiet game for Aziz Al-Shaair, huh?
Total fucking whack call. That's because he doesn't play as much when he got all that time because Greenlaw was hurt last year.
Yeah. Okay.
Greenlaw's the starter.
All right. Well, let me see a clock. What do we got here? We got a clock here. All right. Well, let's do this now. Email us if you'd like to talk about anything 49er or otherwise related. goldbloodedpodcast@gmail.com.
I'm sorry for yelling at you.
It's okay.
I'm very passionate.
It's quite hard. Let's be.
This is the new me.
I wouldn't want.
I'm making amends.
Listen, I wouldn't want to argue with me either.
I'm sure it's what the listeners come for, the few that are left, but I feel bad.
No, I don't think they do.
I still stand by my argument, but I didn't need to raise my voice.
They can't have us arguing. We're like the 2 last functioning parents some of these people have.
Well, we have to argue because there's no one else for us to gang up on anymore.
You want to just like prank Steve? You want to just make this like a Jerky Boys and just prank people? Let me tell you something.
You know what? The hard part is when there's not a third person, because it's okay for us to disagree, and at least there's a third person. They can tell one of us that we're wrong, and even if you're still right, it's just like, oh well,
it's better.
You know, it's 2-on-1. It's over. There's no end. Like we could just go forever without anyone to like pick a side. You know,
cell phones and text messaging have ruined prank phone calls. Prank phone calls used to be.
Prank phone call. Well, caller ID first.
That
was the first step. But B, they made it's illegal. You have to you can't use a prank phone call, play it or make money off it without the person signing off. So they've made it.
I don't even care on that level. Don't you remember just being a kid and just getting on the phone with your buddies and total phoning and calling businesses? People.
Oh yeah, we can do that. Just *67, right? I think, and then it'll block it.
Fuck around, calling the.
What about prank text messaging?
I kind of live that.
Just type in a random number and send something like, "Hey, I missed you."
Well,
hey, I've been missing you.
People
they'll think it's a money scam.
They did the text neighbor. I would if your number was 1234, you text 1235. Hey, number neighbor. Fuck that. Yeah, I don't know. Good prank phone call was. Always...
I think Theo Von used to do prank texts.
I could see that.
I think he had a website and shit.
I could see that. He's a fucking interesting dude. I was listening to some of his podcasts the other day. Interesting. We have a Patreon if you'd like to pay us. www.patreon.com/goldbloodedpodcast. There's an Instagram run by Michael Curran, Gold Blooded Podcast. And the sponsor, LuckyRoseTattoo.BigCartel.com. Get over there to help the people that help us. What a fucking roller coaster.
Are we missing anything here? What do we got? Both interceptions we talked about.
Can I tell you about one play that I feel is not being talked about enough? And that is like the Debo, like, what was it, like a 50-yard run?
Yes, where he was caught in the backfield.
Dead
to rights.
Anybody else, that's a 3-yard loss.
Yeah.
Anybody else. He took that motherfucker 50 yards. I think that's... No, Trey, because they got a field goal off that. That's what set up the first field goal.
I will say this. I am more nervous when he runs between the tackles than when Trey ran between the tackles.
Because of injury?
Yeah, because like at the end of the year last year, when he was doing all that running, how slow he was to get up. He wasn't even hurt. He was just beat.
Yeah.
He was beat. His body was beat.
Yeah.
And like that, we didn't start doing that until later on in the season last year. And so when we're doing it week 1 and week 2, I'm thinking, can he do 17 fucking weeks of that? Like, holy shit.
Yeah. So,
and he takes a beating because he looks for contact, number one. He plows through everyone. Like, to me, he's never going to slide. If Trey Lance slides 1%, it's going to be 1% more than Debo because he's never going to slide.
I do feel...
He seems sturdier.
It seems like with Jimmy in, maybe they'll be passing a bit more. Than handing off.
Oh, yeah.
So, which is fine. Because Jimmy, it's clear that Kyle is ready to let the ball rip with Jimmy, too. I mean, all good there. This is off track again, but I just reminded myself. I went to a church fair, like a carnival this week. Bob, you have a daughter. I don't believe what the fuck I saw in public. Like, I was like, I cannot believe what these fucking children are wearing. Like, it's fucking madness.
Yeah.
Like, I was a fucking youth. None of my contemporary women ever dressed like that.
Yeah.
It's
bad parenting.
It's wild, right?
Yeah,
like,
it's insane.
I'm not trying to be a creep on any level, but I was out in public and I'm like, this is in the fuck appropriate. There is titties and ass everywhere and it's underage. Like, I couldn't even eat my fried Oreos in peace. Inappropriate. If you have a parent and your daughter looks like that, you have fucking failed. Fuck you.
That's pretty gnarly.
When she's 22, she wants to go to the fucking bar, slob on some knob in the parking lot. That's fine. But 15 at a church fair, fuck out of here.
This is interesting. In the standings, we're at the top, obviously.
Yes.
Look at the points for and points against. We're the only one in the division that scored more than had scored on us. So that means their losses were bigger losses.
Yeah.
And their win was a tighter win. Isn't that interesting?
I can't see any team having a defense anywhere as good as the 49ers this year. How about that Buffalo Bills stat? That they've outscored the Super Bowl champ at the number one seed, or the Super Bowl champ and the number one seed in the AFC last year by like a combined score of 72 to like 12.
They look fucking gnarly.
Yeah.
They look scary.
Do we play them?
I don't know. Good question. But I will tell you this. How about Mike McDaniel? How about
the sunglasses on the sideline?
He's the fucking best.
The sunglasses on the sideline. My manager is a Dolphins fan. I watched that comeback. That was wild.
How about Bobby Saleh?
Is it my understanding, and I don't know a lot about a lot, obviously, as we've learned here today, could have the Browns like kneeled that game out and won it?
You would think so when you score 14 in a minute and a half.
Well, it was my understanding that they could have just kneeled that bitch out.
Pretty fucking bad. Let's see who we got. I don't think we play Buffalo because that would have been on the list of possible destinations.
Unless it's out there, but
nah.
But we play Miami.
It's division. It's how we landed in the division.
When is that Miami game? Okay, I'm gonna have to host that day. All right.
Because you play the people that finish in the same position or some shit.
I got you. All right.
I don't know where they get the 17th team from.
It's like another same thing, matching of some random other division. I don't know how they fucking.
Maybe that's where Miami came from then. Maybe they're the oddball.
If you go through this, I don't think they were.
Because we got...
Yeah, they must be.
Yeah, because we got AFC West.
Yeah.
AFC West. Or,
the Falcons are the
Chargers of the
NFC
West.
South.
Yeah.
Saints South, so...
Oh, we got this. Yeah.
We have the
Yeah,
NFC
so
South.
only AFC East team.
Right.
So it's got to be.
All right. Well, with that enthralling conversation, anything else you'd like to discuss here?
No.
All right. I'm sweaty. That's a perfect time. Fuck you.